Yo, what it do, YouTube? It is your boy Marcus. We're back with another video, and today is the day, round two, Colts versus the Tennessee Titans. Game coming up, big game for both teams. We need to win this game for sure, but I'm not alone. Today I got my guy Mason with me. Mason, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Marcus. I'm happy to be here and I'm excited to talk Colts.
Yes, sir, we are here. Before we get into it, Mason, let them know where they can find you, man.
Hey, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, check out my name at Mace Roach 45. And I also have two podcasts that I'm doing. So check them out. They're in my bio. Appreciate all of you.
All right, man. It's got a big game coming up, Mason. Colts versus Titans. Before we hop into it, how was your thoughts of the last meeting?
I honestly think the last meeting wasn't, or I should say, shouldn't be judged too critically, especially because Carson was injured. He was playing on two very bad ankles that he sprained the week before. And I personally think that he should have sat out that game. But in hindsight, he played poorly. Pass game wasn't working. And even though Derrick Henry had his least productive week in terms of yardage, he still killed us and they won.
Yeah, man. They definitely did. Even though the game was, it didn't go as planned. We still had a chance to win a game. Most people probably know that, but we got a chance to redeem ourselves, and it's a lot at stake here. Playoff contention, AFC South, yada yada yada, all that good things. So, Mason, let us know before we're going to break it down by offense and defense. So, for first, what does the offense need to do to get going against this Titans team?
Well, I honestly think to to get going against this Titans team that the offense needs to be balanced. I feel like even though JT is as successful as he is and he's leading the league in yards per carry, we need to mix that in. We can't go full Derrick Henry against a team that has Derrick Henry. We need to mix in play actions to get the deep ball working like we did last week with Michael Pittman. That's when you've seen the potential that our offense has skyrocket once the deep ball gets going.
Yeah, man, I agree. Before we keep going, does Jonathan Taylor's rib injury bother you at all going into this game?
Checking that he had a light practice, correct, today?
Yeah.
I'm thinking he's going to be on track to play, and a rib injury is concerning considering how well he's been playing, but he's tough. And if he can play through it and play at this high of a level when he's already been hurt in the past this season, then I'm confident in him and I'm confident in his limit. He knows when he can't go.
Yeah, man, that's true. Going into this game, another thing that was addressed in Colts media was Marley Cox, and we talked about how they're trying to get him involved more into the system, and a lot of people think he's definitely going to be probably the number one guy because we know Carson Wentz loves to throw the footballs to tight end. Do you think he can have a good impact on this game?
Definitely, Marcus. I mean, nobody can match up with him in the red zone. Let's be honest with ourselves. He's 6'7", he's like 280, all right? And he's got a basketball background. A lot of people forget that. But him being able to play college basketball and translating those skills into the red zone when it comes to catching jump balls, it's easy money. And that's why you see the Colts really use him only in the red zone because his chances of catching a ball in the red zone are so high because of his physique. So continue to watch him get his snaps as the Colts get across the 50. And who knows if he gets in the end zone again. He barely gets any receptions besides the red zone, but when he gets in the red zone, he scores. 3 weeks that he scored a touchdown in a row?
Yep.
Let's make it four. Who knows? Maybe he gets two again. It seems
Okay.
like him and Carson are getting stronger and stronger every week. And it seems like he's finally separating himself from Jack Doyle.
Yeah, it's true. Before we switch to the defense, another thing that is definitely a huge question mark going into this game, very big game, is the offensive line. Now, in order for Carson Wentz to be any type of successful in the air, he needs to have that protection. Does the offensive line worry you going into this game?
Not at all, especially with how Chris Reed is playing. I think we keep playing that card. We have Reed with Nelson and Kelly, even though he hasn't been fully healthy. There's they're meshing. They're getting that connection. And every week we've seen improvement. And that's without Braden Smith.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, man. I like your faith so far, so good, man. Because at the end we're gonna ask for a score prediction. But before we get there,
Mm-hmm.
we got to talk the defense, man. The defense, another huge question mark going into this game. What does the defense have to do to get the Colts going?
We have to win the trenches. The defensive line has to play astronomically good in order to stop Derrick Henry.
All right. That's all you got. It's just in the trenches.
Well, I say that because once Derrick Henry gets past the first level, he's even more deadly than when he's just in the backfield. He breaks out runs like nothing. And with how banged up our Colts defense has been in the secondary, if he gets by Leonard and Okereke, I think it's game over.
Okay. Because the first meeting, even though Derrick Henry did his thing, Ryan Tannehill, even though he was a little inconsistent, he still found a way to get the ball in the air to some of those targets that we were wondering who the heck it was going to be. Because Julio wasn't even involved; he went out with an injury. AJ Brown was hurt, but Tannehill still found a way to throw the football to some unknown targets that we probably never heard of. But they still got skill sets players over there. So for the secondary, the Isaiah Rogers of the world, the TJ Carries if he's playing, the
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Rhodes if he's out there. Like for the secondary, like how do you feel if Ryan Tannehill is the key to going to win this game? How do you feel about the pass coverage going into this game?
I'd say I'm less confident about the pass coverage considering the injuries and that I believe we are going to have two players play for the first time this week in Denard and Josh, the safety. I don't know
Josh
his last,
Jones.
Josh Jones. Um, so I wonder how they're going to mix in to the system, especially with Bobep Keys if he's available to play. There's so many moving parts within our Colts secondary. There hasn't the same unit hasn't been together for a game. I think, like it's that bad with our injuries. So I feel like Ryan Tannehill can feast if they mix in balance well with the run game, especially with the weapons you were mentioning, AJ Brown and Julio Jones both playing next week. They're no longer injured. I feel like the Colts will have their hands full on defense.
Yeah, in this division games, we know it's going to be a handful for sure. But we appreciate your input on this. I'm kind of sold on the Colts winning this one. We usually split. They did sweep us before, but I think we can definitely split this time around. We got a healthier Carson Wentz. He's been throwing the football a lot, so I definitely have confidence in my team this week. But before I get my score prediction, what's yours?
I'm gonna go with kind of a shootout type of score, but like low tier. I'm gonna say 28-24 Colts.
Okay, okay. I was kind of on the verge of going 24-14. We know Derrick Henry's going to get his yards. Then maybe they find the red zone in the air. Maybe Tannehill runs in the end zone. But I think we can put up more than 20. I think we can put up 20 points this week. I think we can. I really do. I have faith in Carson Wentz, even though he's going to have some miscues. But I still think he can pull it off throughout the air because that's what I want the goal to be. I know Jonathan Taylor's banged up, but I want the consistency to stay with the offense. So I want them to win by throwing the freaking football because I want him to test the DBs. Their secondary is pretty decent. It's not the greatest, but I think most of the games is coming from in the trenches, especially against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I think we need to win by throwing the football for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody in the league knows we have Jonathan Taylor and we're good at running the ball. They're still not sold on our pass game. So why not use our pass game to our advantage?
Yeah, that's all I'm asking. And all I want is Michael Pittman Jr. to get a nice another touchdown so we can get notified.
Oh, that'd be really nice. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I love seeing MPJ go crazy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But appreciate you for tuning in tonight. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe in the comment section your score predictions and your personal opinions about the game. Once again, Mason, thank you for joining us. This is Marcus. Go Colts, and until next time, you've been Culture Shock.